I'll tell you. It's bringing back a lot of memories. This is so close to where it all happened with the old man. It's almost eerie. Except this little meadow here, if you can call it that, was about maybe 50 feet wide on each side. But this is the way it was. It was just like a box canyon when I met the old man. Come out of thick bush on a small trail. Except then I had a rubber dinghy blown up over top of my head, so I was walking like this. Had a 40, 50-pound knapsack on my back, had a aluminum sluice in my left hand and a .22 caliber rifle in my right. So I'll be walking like this, and then I come to what was like an open area. I had thick coniferous and deciduous forest on my left and to my right, and it was open to the front, but there was bush there. And about another 100 feet was my secondary trail where I had to lead to my base camp. And I could, well, for 3 days I had been feeling this presence that was watching me all the time. It was whacking my mind out for days and days and days. And then I hit it on the meadow. I had come to a full stop because I'm like this, and I could feel that something was watching me. I mean, it was right there. So I threw up like this, and the dinghy went one way, and I'm looking around like this, and I could see it right off to the far left, standing over top of a stump, just pretty as you please, like a human being. Grizzly bear. Ever since that day, from that day forward, I've never figured out why it happened. Never from the medicine men to the psychologists to the dream analysts to everybody. It just happened because it happened, and in that the bear didn't kill me. I've been on his trail ever since.
After 7 years of work, Troy Hurtubise has designed and built a suit of clothing that is guaranteed to protect him against a grizzly bear attack. Troy's on the phone from North Bay, Ontario. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine. This time you've done it, eh?
Well, it's taken a while, but like I say, yeah, finally we got there. It's about time.
Yeah, because you and I have talked a couple of other times.
Yes, we have, a couple other times over the years.
But this is the suit.
Yeah, this is the suit. $100,000 later and 7 years research, we finally got to a suit capable of doing what we want with regards to grizzly research.
Now describe it for me, Troy. How big is it?
Oh, well, I'm 5'8", and when I close myself inside the suit, I'm looking at about 7'2". That's the height of it. The weight, 147 pounds, which is relatively light for its protection capabilities, and it's extremely large. I mean, the head itself, the outer head, there's like two chambers to it. The outer head is, you're probably looking at 2 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. I'm focusing on you. Okay. I got screws. Oh, jingle, jingle, jingle. Oh. No, uphill is going to be very, very difficult.
Here. Lower it down. A little bit to your left.
The log is going to bunk me.
Are you ready, Troy?
I'm ready.
Here it comes. Okay, get on him, guys. Get on him. Get that off. Get it off.
And no, you know what the amazing thing is? You know those jousting competitions? Half the men didn't even die getting hit. It's when they fell off the horse.
Yeah.
It's when they fell off the horse. They fall off, break a leg or break their neck. Yeah. It's not so you get hit by the lance and you're not thinking, oh, that hurt. You're thinking, oh my God, I'm falling.
And Dad said when they fell off the horses, they needed 2 men to pick them up.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
me.
Stand by. Here she comes. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me, Dave. Okay, take her off. I got it.
Oh, well,
How'd that one go?
better than the first,
Yeah?
because I had that stuff in my mouth. Yeah, if I have a mouthpiece, you can do that all day long. I got the airbags in the back, so my neck hasn't got a lot of place, so that'll be perfect for the grizzly. I can take what he can give me with that. There's no problem. That log there, if that couldn't do anything to me, and I feel great, like really great. And actually, my left hand was asleep. It's now awake.
Blood flowing.
Oh, yeah. Now, if he's got the same power, which I doubt it, even the doctors of physics at McMaster University, they said that's if you're going to simulate the SWAT of a grizzly bear, you've got to go with a 300-400 pound log, 40 feet elevated. They did the PSI, the G-force. They said the grizzly SWAT will not supersede that. So I'm saying even if that is what a grizzly can do to me, the only difference is he might be able to do that 2 or 3 times consecutively. Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, that sure takes a lot of pressure. And she's still held up. Good girl. Oh, boy. Whew. The bear that attacked me was a grizzly because I was in his territory. See, all the grizzlies have their little tuft here? Well, his was pure white. It was ghost white, and he looked like an old man with a beard. So when we came in confrontation, before he hit me, it wasn't a bear to me, because then, of course, that's the way I am. Too much time in the bush, the wife says I'm nuts, but I talk to things, they become real. So I had to give him a name so he could associate, and so I could associate with him. So I called him Old Man, because he had the beard. That's what I associated with. So now whenever I see a grizzly, it's the Old Man. Or when I'm going into his territory, I'm going into the Old Man's territory. You just left that, eh, bro? No, we can't have that. Yeah, but it's already cured, my man. It's not like a buckskin like you think there. The deer's gone. Ursus arctus horribilis. Oh, eh, boy? Horrible, horrible bear. I don't know whoever gave him the name of that, but that's what part of the name means. Then you've got bear in it. When you get this close to a grizzly, this is about how close I was. So, yeah, it takes me back to that moment. That's for sure. Especially when I look into their eyes. Every grizzly's the Old Man because they all look the same with regards to the eyes. Small little fathomless pits sunk deep back in the head there. And he had a face about the size of this one here. So when I look at a grizzly like this and I'm this close, it's like, oh yeah, we met before. Hey?
I remember you used to hit it with 2x4s, didn't you? The
Yeah,
other one.
yeah, we wanted to,
But not a lot of bears carry bows and arrows.
no, but they have sharp claws and teeth. So we assumed our people demonstrating some of Canada's best, they're going to be shooting in the Commonwealth Games this summer. Captain Keith Cunningham and I is with us. And he was...
He shot at you.
Yeah, 9mm Beretta shotguns with savage slugs. Now that can't penetrate the outer body, the Sioux claws and teeth won't.
I got a bit of spray on that one. Hit me off the shoulder. Boy, she sure takes her off, eh? Let's take a look at this. She took her off big time. Oh, still intact, eh? Nothing to the balloon at all. Perfect. Remember they shot all the bulbs off the Christmas tree?
Remember
You gave
that
them
time?
shit?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
boy,
remember
you
they-
were not
yeah.
impressed, eh?
That
And that was a nice little gun.
Yeah, that was a handgun.
That was a handgun, a little pellet gun with,
Yeah.
with a gas chamber.
And you and Uncle John and your dad sat in the living room while I was in making the turkey.
And they were
you
shooting
shot
bulbs
all
off
the
the tree.
bulbs off my Christmas
I didn't shoot
tree.
the bulbs off the tree. I was a kid. I didn't even get to, I
But-
never got to shoot that gun once.
Oh, you did. So you were sitting on Uncle John's lap. He was holding your hand. You shot all my
Okay,
favorite.
well, I was-
don't have any of them left, for God's sake. You shot them all off my tree.
I don't know what happened to the gun.
I don't
I
know.
think Dad took it apart to clean it one day
And never fixed it.
never fixed it, never got it back together. That was a nice little gun, too.
Yeah. How old were you when you built the volcano?
Oh, no, don't tell that one. That burnt Dad's hair right off. Oh, that was bad.
Like he built a volcano in his bed, left Blair
was
alone in the
14.
room.
I was
Like,
14.
and he's running out in the kitchen to get water to come in and throw on top of the volcano.
Remember the
that he-
Brady Bunch where Peter builds the volcano? Well, I built one of these in the bedroom, except I was using real gas.
Yes.
And I lit it, and it caught the wall on fire, and it caught all the curtains on fire. But it wasn't a big flame. It was a big flame, but it wasn't a big flame. And Blair was in the
We're sitting
bedroom
on the
with me.
bed,
So I
watching
said,
him.
shh, don't say nothing, Blood. Don't say nothing. You'll get me in trouble. I'm gonna run out and get some water. So I ran out and got water, and I didn't know if you mix water with gasoline. Well, she can see the flames. They're watching
I said,
TV.
we're watching TV. I can see this flame out of the corner of my eye, and I'm thinking, where is that big light
What the
coming
hell's
from?
going on? Oh, I remember that. He never hit me. He never said anything. He just looked at me, and I knew serious shit was going on. The Ursus Mark I we had just is strictly hockey and football plastics and that. And I went out and spent $1,000 on cowhide because we're going to do the dog scenes and black bear scenes, eh? And cowhide would withstand the pounds per square inch of a dog or a bear. So I come downstairs and I got it all glued together, eh? There's the old man. Yeah, shit, he's got a couple beers in him. And he's sitting there and he's just contemplating and he's looking at me like this and he says, oh, geez, he says, this is going to do wonders. He says, get over here. So I come over there and he grabs a piece of leather on the leg and rip. He says, there you go. There's your leg there. It's gone over there. And he grabs the chest, rip. There it goes over there. So he goes at this thing. The guy was just unbelievable. He goes at this thing. In a week, I watch him. I just watch him do the whole thing. And he builds this one-piece suit, pure leather. It weighed like 80 pounds, solid leather. And he's got a zipper, this huge, broad zipper, everything. Zipper down the back, and I've already got my suit on, and you walk into the outer shell of leather, and it zips up the back, and it was phenomenal. It withstood the black bears, it withstood all the dogs, you know. But the problem with my father, well, I can never bring him on expeditions. We brought him once, and it was a nightmare. I love him, but too many chiefs. My father likes to be in command, too. So when I go with my father, it's always like you're pitting against each other. See, this stuff here, you see, people don't know, but he didn't have no budget, Dad. I remember my father hand cutting these with a hatchet on the bottom, over 1,000 poles, and then burning the tops.
Yeah,
Charburing the tops by hand in an open pit. You know what I mean?
remember the
Because he didn't
burning.
have nobody to help him. They had no budget.
Remember the burnt?
Yeah.
Look at that, eh?
Like, you know, if you can leave something behind in life, you know? I don't know why Pa ever complains about never doing nothing in life, you know what I mean? Like, he always wanted to leave something behind. I mean,
Oh, look
this
at that.
thing. Yeah, you see, it got
We
me
got
trapped. I
caught.
told you I was going
See
for
that?
that. This is 20 years and I still get trapped. Now,
Yeah.
see, we would have been stoned to death right
Yeah,
now.
right.
They've been pouring hot
There's the
water on us.
catwalk right there.
Here's the catwalk. See, that's how it does it.
Finished.
I've been here 20 years, and I still get screwed with it. See, it's that side right there that you
Yeah.
gotta get in. I've always tried to, I guess a son always does, always wants to make his father proud of him. And even at 40, 50, if I was 50, I'd still be trying to make my father proud of me. It's just this thing, God must instill it in you when you're a kid, and you gotta live with it for the rest of your life. But when I created the suit and I worked with it, and I know my father was very enthused with it, and he saw where I was going, and he was with me on my dream, I always would say, in my mind, when I think of my father, I think of the Indian village that he built. I mean, this is a monument in my mind. And when I was building the suit, I could see where I would say, okay, I'm in the same age as my father was when he built the village, so he's building the village and I'm building the suit. My childhood memories are here. My only childhood memories. This is it. This is where it was all happened. And it was only 3 years. But, you know, when I look at my childhood, it was like it might as well have been 50. It seemed like we lived in eternity right here. This is where everything started for me. I think in life, from knowing what the bush was all about, and my first game of chess with my father, you know, hunting, my first bow, fishing, anything that I ever did, it all started right here at the Indian village. The biggest fear I have, since I can remember in my teens, and the one that causes me the most turmoil in my life, is monotony. Being bored, being average. I've got to have something that gives me the edge. And when I run out of the edge, I'm in big trouble. We get into the back.
3 years of college, graduated as a natural resources technologist, 7 years of bear research, and with regards to college, I've never worked a day in my field. There was nothing there. I graduated into a recession and started into the scrap metal business. Yeah, this is like a Tyrannosaurus Rex right here. This is like 100 grizzly bears. My suit is about 2 seconds and then I'm dead in this. This is the wife's ex-car here.
Oh, boy. I would like to be not a big Jacques Cousteau, just a little Jacques Cousteau. I would like to be able to go anywhere in the world I want with my research team, my suit, and be able to do research wherever I want. You want to learn the behavioral aspects of bears, you got to live with them. You've got to see what they see. You can't, it's different from just studying them from films. It's different from studying them even on location, but from an obstacle point. You have to sit with them, be there. They're walking around you. You're seeing what they're seeing. You're smelling what they're smelling. You're watching how they interact with each other 3, 4 feet away. That's close quarter bear research.
This is where we hold court. This is where I get in shit from my wife all the time. My first 2 years of marriage, I used to come here all the time, and then it got to the point where you had to compromise. I'm allowed out every second night, from 11 o'clock till, and it's time perfect, eh? 11 o'clock.
As long as I'm
1:30, go home. Yeah, oh, there you go. Yeah, you see that bear right there?
Yeah.
That was the same one last year. That's the one tonight. I'll bet you 5 to 1 that was the same one. Look at that.
Yeah. Big bear.
Those are
Look
big
at him.
bears. Oh yeah. And he was bigger than that. Look at the head on that bear. Like that is a big bear, boy. And he was bigger than that
Another
tonight.
one in there. There's a
This guy came in every night.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
whenever
Big
any,
bears. Oh, but he was beautiful. You should have seen the
anybody
white crest coming down there. And that's rare. You don't see a lot of black bears like that. You get a crest coming down on him like that.
On
he
his
would get
chest.
in first.
Just
because,
white, just pure white.
the big
V,
guys
you know,
were
the typical
hanging
V.
back.
It was beautiful. Oh, yeah.
Did you happen to start on a song for us yet?
No.
Yeah,
but
what
I know
about
you
our
had-
song?
Yeah. Pick a good title there and
Play that Charvel.
No, but I know where you guys are hidden.
Alberta bound.
Yeah.
Alberta bound.
Why not?
Yeah, we are.
Now this is purely Canadian. See, we do this sometimes 3, 4 o'clock. in the morning.
Alberta bound. Alberta bound. It's good to be Alberta bound. Alberta bound. Alberta bound. The boys are Grizzly bound. Alberta bound. Alberta bound. Alberta bound.
What about the Grizzlies?
In Grizzly bound.
Oh, I got a Grizzly in there, right on. Oh, God.
So tell me, I want to know what you did this time that you didn't, because I'm told you went off the escarpment.
Yeah, well, to test the suit, the full limits. In other words, the government still wasn't pleased with the fact that, you know, in doing our research, if a bear did attack, that I would be saved or come out of it unscathed. So this markup, the Ursus
See, it
Mark
looked pretty
V,
good to me the first time.
It did, but it wasn't good enough for those.
Yes.
So what we did was we built another suit, which we had planned to do, and redid the test, this time magnifying them to how would one say, refute all. We pushed the trucks up to 3-ton trucks at 50 kilometers an hour. And then, of course, we did the
A
boards.
3-ton truck
A
ran
3-ton
into you at 50 kilometers an hour?
18 times. And then we...
wait, no, wait. No, don't laugh. This is serious
I
science.
know, but most people look and say, geez, this is a little ludicrous. It was my father's idea with the pickup truck and the bikers with regards to big men. Being an anthropologist, he looked at the testings we had originally done with normal-sized men, you know, 150, 180 pounds. He said the public isn't going to buy it. They're looking at this monstrous grizzly bear, and they're looking at a normal-sized man hitting you with bats and boards and stuff like that. They're not going to buy it. You have to give them reality.
Oh, jeez. I can jiggle around tight. Get that upper body down off, and I feel great. Oh, so that's what she did, eh? I got that, eh? Took a lot, though. I heard somebody banging away, like a woodpecker out there. She finally broke. That takes a lot to break that, though, eh? Yeah, look at that, eh? Out she went. I'm claustrophobic to begin with, like bad claustrophobic. Oh, man, I'm telling you, it is just in the twilight zone. Yeah, I'll tell you what scares you most. When you get into this suit,
and they locked that upper body on me, and they shut that head, I know, you see, this is where the martial arts comes in. Deep concentration, or I go psychotic. I mean, you could die. You can have a heart attack in here. I know that when it's locked onto the chest and the head comes down, I alone cannot get out of the suit.
No way, I'm gonna sink. Get me out. Okay, here. Back her up, JP. No, oh, I'm falling. Fuck it, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Oh, fuck. Okay, hang on, turn me up. Okay, hang on. Take the arms off. Let me get a good stance. Take the arms off and the upper body. Fuck it. You'll never do it. It's quicksand. Fuck, you sink a foot and a half in the mud. It's impossible.
I find myself bored with black bears after all the research. If I'm sitting in the dump and they're all around me, you fall asleep at times. It's you know what I mean? But you don't even have to see the grizzly. All you have to do is be in grizzly country, and the adrenaline, you start to ride the thunder. There it is, and you can feel it, and boy, you get closer and you get closer, and then when you see it, you're on the thunder, and you're just riding it. Well, here it is, the Mark VI. That's what it's all about. 7 years, $150,000, a lot of pain, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of bullshit. But it was worth it. Go ahead, Roy, lift her up there. We'll take a good look at it. This is my pride and joy of the whole suit. This is my baby, the upper body. This sits from my middle chest to the top of my head. You've got all the stress like this here. Now, you can park a truck on this chest. You can park a truck on my shoulders, 4,000 pounds, and nothing's gonna happen. I'm not gonna feel anything. All the stress is gonna be on the stomach and the lower back. Because of the design, if you get inside of it like this, you can stick your hand in between the shoulders. This is actually where my shoulders sit, so I don't feel anything up here. You can bang on that all day long if you want, and nothing's gonna happen to me. This is my little lifesaver here, your proverbial black box airplanes use them in case they crash. If I die, my son gets to play it, and my last words is, son, don't screw around this kind of bullshit here. We don't want you doing this. Your mother will have a fit. But when the grizzly's on me and his teeth are popping and his jaw popping and he's growling and stuff like that, we'll be able to record it all. And we'll get actual voice audio from the bear that close in. This whole front here contains titanium. So your first layer is rubber. He'll rip that off, guaranteed. He's got 6-inch claws, he's gonna rip in there. Though, this rubber comes from Minnesota. This stuff is so strong, it'll stop a high-speed drill. Pop it right out of the bit. This stuff's so strong, it's unbelievable. Even an X-Acto knife has a hard time on this. But we're gonna give him a little bit of advantage. He rips off the rubber, that's fine. He's gonna hit a wall of titanium. Beyond the wall of titanium, he's gonna hit chainmail. Then he's gonna hit Tech plastic. Then he's gonna hit another wall of titanium. And then he's gonna hit another wall of Tech plastic, then he's got 6-inch airbags. If he gets that far, he can have him. There's no problem there. We'll give him that for the day. But there she is. She's well proportioned, 32 pounds. She sits well on me. I don't think we're gonna have any problem at all.
Quietly, or there will be trouble.
It's not about whiskey. West means whiskey, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, the W, the phonetic
West.
Was whiskey, yeah.
What's whiskey?
So it's Alpha Bravo.
Alpha Bravo, Charlie Delta Echo. We got Linda involved in it here because she learned that when we went to Florida here. It's Foxtrot and Golf.
Teach me the phonetic alphabet.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy.
Have that.
Do you want to sit here?
Salt shop to have a door open for Wausau.
You've never seen nothing, Mom.
Me?
You're always quiet. Since I started this 7 years ago, you've never said one thing.
There you go, Vic. Welcome.
Don't you fear? Don't you? I know you, but you don't let nothing out on this one.
I'm not even concerned about you. Like, I'm not concerned. I know it sounds terrible, but I've just known all your life you've always lived dangerously. That's what you've done. And believe me, Troy, they've got leagues of angels around you. They're just working overtime with you. They say, there goes that fool again. Blair, don't worry about it, because I know Blair wouldn't take any dangerous chances like you do.
Yeah.
He stays behind the scenes, but you,
He's just
you know.
a subtle guy, eh?
Yeah.
I'll have a drag. Thank you, sir. I can't talk with a cigarette in my mouth, though. Thank you, sir. Oh, that's good. Oh, the cave. That's a bad one. That's a premonition dream there. It starts off always the same. I'm falling into this like a black abyss, and it's dark, and I just keep falling. I'm free falling, and it's erotic in the way that I'm totally, the fear that's coming over me is just crippling. And as I'm falling, I want to get out of it, but then I want to go down deeper because I want to explore. So I'm fighting between going down and coming up. And I usually come up. And whenever that dream occurs, always something bad happens. So from now on, whatever I'm going to do that day, I don't do it. Well, like the medicine man said, he said if it was just a simple nightmare, a person, a being, an animal, something like that, but they're not. They're demonic. They're ethereal beings and demons coming at you, and it's like, I don't know. He thinks I'll die at the hands of a grizzly. That's what he says it's all about. So that really looks good for the Rockies in about a week. The wife's not too pleased. That was his theory. He says, because of what happened with the old man, you'll meet him again, and if the encounter happens like it did before, you'll die. But he says, like all the natives, it's a good way to die. So I can live with that. So we're waiting anyway. But that's why I got the suit. See, I got to have a little bit of an edge out there.
In the dead of night, a bear attacked campers at Lake Louise, Alberta. 5 people were injured. 4 of them are being treated for cuts, bites, and punctures. Park wardens are now out looking for a grizzly and her cub. Christine McNabb reports.
Park wardens say the grizzly bear ripped through 3 tents at around 3 o'clock this morning.
3 tents?
2 people, including a German and an Australian tourist, were badly injured with bites and gashes. They're in a Calgary hospital and will have surgery today. Another Australian and a woman from Montana were also hurt, but not as badly. They're in the Banff hospital, and doctors are stitching them up.
Banff, of all places.
Here in Lake Louise, the campground is closed, as are many of the trails. Park wardens are warning people on bicycles and on foot to stay well away from the area. Park wardens are still on the lookout for the bear. They think it's a medium-sized grizzly with a 1.5-year-old cub. They believe this bear has ripped unoccupied tents apart earlier this week and also chased a cyclist. The chief warden says if they find the bear, she and her cub will likely be destroyed. Christine McNabb, CBC News, Lake Louise.
Jesus, 5 injured. Unbelievable. 5 injured. 35 miles from where we're going to be. And her territory, she can walk that in 4 hours. If they don't shoot her, we'll meet her. No doubt about that. That'll be something. But you're not going to see this huge bear. They're not, you know, people have this different, this misconception here of these monsters coming out. You watch. I'll bet you just bigger than a Bouvier. This bear will be 180 pounds, 210 pounds, underfed. Unbelievable.
It's always the trip up on all the expeditions. It's not the actual sitting with the bears or doing the research, which is ironic. You think it would be. It's the anticipation, the adrenaline, the rush.
Troy's going to be moving along the trail that's along this tree line on this large blonde ridge line down here. And by the time he gets around to about the corner of that ridge line, we expect the bear to be taking offense to him being in its territory, and we'll be hitting him somewheres there. Rico, you and I, as soon as we get Troy dressed and on his way down over in here, we'll be coming down off of that ridge line and getting down into the low open ground down in through here.
Okay.
And the purpose of that is if Troy stumbles or falls in there, we can just cut right back up to the ridge line, stand him back up with the least amount of fuss and muss, get right back down in again, and he can continue on.
Carry on, yeah.
We'll move right around into the low ground over here so that we are in a position to move up and protect and defend as required.
All we want, the worst to happen to that bear is that he's pissed off. Like, you know, I don't want no injury to him.
You fall before you hit the bear.
Right. Now, see, there's a big scenario we haven't looked at, right?
You fall before you hit that bear.
Yeah. What if I, you know?
If you fall,
right.
I think you're going to lay there fairly flat.
Okay.
And we'll just come right back up, stand you back up, and go right back down.
And Ron
again.
will be on your ass where that bear is, right, Ron?
I'll be
calling radio. In other words,
yeah,
you know, if he decides to break off eating, because we got a little commotion, he picks us up. He'll pick us up in the wind easy. He starts moving towards the tree line. You're just going to signal and say he's on the run, so he could be coming out anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But there's no point in just leaving you. There's no point in canceling the whole thing just because you fell down. We might as well take the chance of him seeing, of the noise and him running off, which isn't likely to happen. We'll just go up there, stand you back up, get you going again, and just come right. There won't be any noise from us.
Okay. When I yell whiskey, and I'm in trouble, or I want to get out of the suit, and the other guys have come down the mountain there, and you guys are in this position here, it's not going to be just one pop, and then the bird bomb goes off. It's going to be like this, boom, 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 boom. So you let him go, Keith. Just show me how she's going to go. And then the big ones here. You got one of those, Rico? Yep. The big babies. These are a lifesaver right here. Now, besides, now, this is, my Uncle John will have these, and he'll be coming down the ridge. Now, can you explain this, what the hell these things are?
They're just like a big firecracker. You light them the same way you do a trip flare, and they have a little fuse on them enough that you can throw them, and they go off with a bit louder bang than what you saw.
Lots,
Loud flash, lots of smoke, and that should startle them as well.
Yeah. So we've got these continuously firing out of the gun, and then we got Uncle John just lobbing these things in just like grenades. So you got all that going on, and then you got Rico, and you got two of the other wranglers up there firing into the air, or maybe blowing up dirt in front of them. So with all this commotion and that, holy jeez, I'm going to tell you, he's going to have to be a possessed bear to still be sticking around. You know what I mean?
Basically, everything up here is the edge for me. I mean, my first horseback riding, the first time in the Rockies, you know, everything. My first time 10 meters from a grizzly. No, but I feel a lot. The edge is there, and it's fabulous to get the rush of adrenaline. I mean, the grizzly doesn't even have to be there. Just the thought of it being that distance is enough to get that adrenaline flowing. But we've got 3 good men here that are good to have behind you, you know, at your back, hopefully in the front. Hopefully anywhere they're standing. I mean, it feels pretty safe, but you know, that's pretty well. Anytime I'm around Troy, I have the edge. So, but I don't go looking for myself.
And it's one of the reasons why I went to Vietnam, I suppose, was for the fun, travel, and adventure, and to get a feel for what it was like in combat. We were out on a mission that had a real quiet area of operation. Nothing happened. and we were getting fidgety and needed the fix, and so we played the game that we called Outrun the Hand Grenade. And the rules were quite simple. You pull the hand grenade out of your belt, you pull the pin, you pop the spoon, and you had to set it at your feet. You couldn't throw it at your feet. You had to pop the spoon, set it at your feet, and then your choice was to either run just as hard and fast down the trail until it went off, or you would select a piece of ground that had just the slightest little depression in it, and this could be anywhere from maybe a couple of steps away to just an arm's length away, and you'd just get down in that depression and lay as flat as you can until it went off, and then you'd sort of feel around and everything is still in one place, and you'd get up and feeling good because you had that adrenaline rush.
I misunderstood the question. What's your edge? Not what you're here for. I'm not here for to fly without a parachute. That don't look good. No, I'm here for the Grizzly. I'm here for the preservation part of it.
God only knows where the next one's going to be.
I don't know.
We got polar bears just up north.
That's right.
Yeah, the winter den thing.
Yeah. Another suit. Easy, boys, easy. Holy shit. Those are the big boys. Oh, boy. Yeah.
This is Keith. Troy's going to try and use the suit here and walk along this little trail that goes around this little point. What kind of visual do you have on the trail here? Over.
This is Ron. From the location where I'm at right now, I can see your extreme left and I can see the extreme right. I can see all the people down below me, and it's just a perfect spot. Should a bear come out at any angle, I'll be able to cover it from here. Over.
This is Keith. Okay, that sounds good. Once you see Troy starting to move, can you start a watch and time it to the edge of the gully on the other side?
This is Ron. There shouldn't be any problem. I can see him perfectly from where I'm at. It's just a matter of you letting me know when he's actually going to start the first step. And as soon as he does that, I'll be able to start the timing. I think he's going to have a bit of a rough time though, because the terrain is a bit rough and that suit's awful heavy, and we'll see how it goes. Over.
Now I'm going to dive roll to the front and come up. That stance, Keith? Look at that. I like that stance. You want to get that on camera, Tony? You like that?
That's a AABB. You know what I mean?
You just stand behind me, Jake.
You gotta have a sense of humor. I mean, the worst that can happen is you can die. And as in Legends of the Fall, the chief said, "It's a good way to die."
Until that thing's barreling out of the bush.
So it will be nice.
Yeah.
Until the thing comes barreling out of the bush, then all views change.
Just to make your day, there's JT.
Look at Keith, he's worried. He's got peanuts.
Until it's here. No problem. No problem.
But are we going to get going here or what?
Those legs are too far apart, Blood.
You turn around, bring that one, JP.
That's it.
He's going to have to be farther down the trail.
Now I'll need my Uncle John in the back because he's got the taller shoulder. You hold the front, Blair. Remember when I'm getting...
how we have it all worked out? He doesn't even know it. Not even listening. We already have it all worked out.
All right.
Gee, well, I'm telling you.
This is Keith. Rico and I are now moving down the side of the ridge line. Over.
Boy, shiver going on a lot easier, right? I'm in already.
Good man.
Enemies. Okay, just come on over here, bud.
This is Ron. I've got him covered good from where I'm at, so if Rico takes the center of the whole thing and then you take the extreme right up in that little gully, we should have everything covered all the way around over.
This is Keith. Okay, that's the plan. We'll go with it. Nothing more. Out.
You know, this might sound a little crazy. I mean, all this research and all this time and hope and stuff like that, but my honest opinion, if a grizzly's feeding on that food up there that he's killed or whatever, wherever he is, I'm gonna round that bend and he's gonna take one look, he's gonna be gone so fast, make your head spin. Here's what's gonna have to happen, and it could work. I'm gonna have to dress right at the very top.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I was thinking,
Okay,
right
now.
over there. And wait.
Grizzly's eating, right? Okay. Grizzly's in sight, the grizzly's eating. We get the call from Ron. We walk right up to the top. That's where the suit's gonna be tethered tonight, right at the very top, so like 100 feet from this grizzly bear. Come up. Son of a bitch. Don't need a flat ground. Hills, forget it. I needed a meadow is what I needed. The minute I hit a bump, I'm gone. Sure. That's done. If you can grab it back there.
There.
Now wait. Let me get that arm out here. Okay, there. Yeah, these are what's killing me here. Woo! Baby. Too much padding on it. Well, I blew that. Son of a bitch. Well, it's gonna have to be a meadow. It's gonna be nothing. Because I can't walk 2 feet. No flexibility. No flexibility. Not enough time. Pull this one. Oh, shit. Well. Yeah, no, I'm like a fish out of water in this thing up here. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about it. No, I need a meadow. I need flat ground. It's the only way. The only way it's gonna happen, boys.
Rico, Ron, this is Keith, over.
Rico, send over.
Ron, send over.
This is Keith. This ground is a way too rough for Troy to use the suit, over.
Why is it all? It's always snowing when I get up here, guys. Oh boy, this is very bad, guys. Looking very rough here. Oh, geez, I almost dare myself to take off this hat. Would not be probably a good idea. This is a delicate operation here. You did this once up in the caribou. Took about 3 pounds of flesh off. Gotta have a knife just razor sharp. Gotta have some hot water. Now, it's not as close as razor or your money back, but you look a little better. This is interesting here that my Uncle John brought up. Got our big vamp attack here. I thought I was going to die. Grizzly attack. Relived. If it's not loneliness kicking the shit out of you after a week and a half, 2 weeks, you know, I've been there. It's fear. As Frank Herbert once said, fear is the mind crippler. So you're lying in bed, it's nighttime, and all of a sudden, little sounds that if it was daylight, you would just walk out and see a rabbit here and a chipmunk over here, or a bird in a tree. They start escalating, and your mind's just walking on a plane. You're on the dark side now, see? Now you're in some serious shit. And you've got 20 grizzly bears outside your door, and it just starts eating the mind to such a degree, you snap. And when I used to snap, I used to, nothing but lawn johns on, come through that cabin door with a shotgun and just let loose 4 or 5 rounds into absolutely blackness. Leave me alone! Got an elk here. My old boy here's been feeding on elk.
Now will another bear smell this?
Oh yeah, you gotta look now. Their eyesight and hearing's about as good as ours. Half the experts say better, half the experts say the same. But his scent now, he'll pick up a dead kill at 7 miles. So you got to figure if there's other. Now it depends on his territory. Grizzly's territories vary. It's just, you know, the experts like to say, you know, it's a set number, but that's a crock of shit. Females have a smaller than the males because the males are like the Roman app, but they could go anywhere from 100 miles to 700 miles, depending on the bear and depending on the territory. So he's got a good large territory out here, and you know there's other ones around. And they're smelling it too.
If he's laying up on this kill, how far away might he be right now?
Well, this is his baby, and if he's fed on it for a half-decent amount of time, and he has, he's not far off. I'm sure he's already smelt us, and he's already heard us. And he's up there just sitting around. But, you know, there's a lot of numbers down here, you see. Never been a recorded count of a grizzly taking on a party of 5 or more men. Never, in all the research, and that's way back to the Lewis and Clark days.
Now,
We're getting real
grizzly,
close.
He won't crush the bones, eh? He'll just eat the meat.
He'll eat the meat. Depends on the bear. I've seen him crush bones.
Yeah, they will,
you know?
they will eat bone.
Yeah, the marrow inside. Depends how hungry he is. Depends what kind of mood he's in. They're just like human beings, man. Their habits are just the same. You get him on the wrong day, you get him on the right day. Depends what he's going to want. Yeah. Simple as that. But I don't like staying around here too long, guys. So let's not, you know what I mean? I a little edgy here, sitting around some killing a bear. How you doing up there, Reek? All right. All right, let's just, yeah, we'll just back around down here, guys, because I don't want to start hearing. Then it's time to go home real quick. Many a man has snickered at me, and many a man has laughed. Even men up here like this, it never made any sense to me. They should know better about carrying knives as big as I do in the bush. But if you do your research, and you talk to any man that's ever lived in mountains like this, ain't no trapper alive, ain't no mountain man alive, with half their weight in spit, carries less than an Arkansas toothpick or a Bowie on them. A gun's one thing. A gun can be dropped, a gun can run out of bullets, and a gun can get wet. A knife is always with you. You're packing into country like this, it's weight. Axes, forget it. You need a Bowie knife. Now, Bowie like this is a 9.5-inch Bowie. And any mountain man worth anything carries a Bowie knife bigger than this, a lot bigger than this. I've met men in the mountains, and this is what they carry. This thing has 1,000 purposes in the bush for it. You don't carry a knife unless you can use it. I go into the bush, I don't use a gun. Never, don't believe in guns. I swear by my knives. They save your life 1,000 times around. If a grizzly's gonna come at you, and I'm not saying knives are gonna save you, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you've got a gun, and that grizzly is 50 feet, 100 feet away from you. You got one shot, I don't give a shit who you are or how steady you are. You've got one shot in that grizzly. And if he's still coming at you, that gun, you might as well use the barrel on him. or you can use the stock on them, and that's useless. But if you've got some half-decent knives, at least you got a fighting chance with animals. But that's not the reason why when I go into the mountains or I go into the bush or any man goes into the bush, they don't carry knives for the four-legged animals. They carry knives for the two-legged animals. Because nowadays, it's a lot like the old days. You got a lot of wackos up there, and it's knives that you want at close quarters. And if you can use a knife, this is a Bowie knife. You can throw a Bowie knife, but it's a little different from a throwing knife. So the Bowie you keep for your personal things, like things you got to do around the camp and stuff like that. This is a thrower. It's also a stabber for close in quarters, and it's a throwing knife. And if you get your range, mine's a short range. If I'm a foot out this way, I'm no good. But the farther you throw a knife, the opponent you're throwing against has time to see it, and he can move out of the way. I usually go 10, 15 feet. And if you get a good balance, now watch, I'll screw up, but if you get a good balance on the knife and you got a good throwing knife, I swear by my knives. They can laugh all they want. I swear by my knives. And I never met any man worth half his shit up in the mountains that ever laughed. He looks at the knife and he says, nice knife. Then he looks at the make of the knife. And then he looks at if you can use the knife. And then he's got respect for you. So I'll take my knives and they can snicker and laugh all they want. Bush. Right in there. What's got me really pissed off is this damn snow coming down like it is. It hasn't stopped all day long. We get a couple more days of light shit like this and then one good heavy fall and it's done. He's gonna be so far into his den, forget it. So I think we're gonna be real, real lucky if we even see a grizzly. Yeah, like this is bad. Our window of opportunity is just shot to shit. I'm standing here like this, and I'm watching this thing coming at me, just streamlined. Now, his ears are pinned back, and the fur's in real tight, and he's coming real fast, low to the ground. And now we're on it's not winter then, we're on almost like a field of grass, and he hits maybe 20 feet in front of him, and he hits the brakes, and he just slides all the way. Now, I'm standing here, and the old man just ends up right here, just like this, that close. Now, he's about like this, and he's looking up at me like this. Now, I've lost all my faculties. I've shit myself, I've pissed myself at this point, and I'm all done. I'm standing there and I am just absolutely shell-shocked. And I'm looking at this bear, and it wasn't so much the size of the bear or those little beady eyes for that massive skull, those little beady eyes that just sink back. It was the stench of that son of a bitch. I mean, at this distance, he's here now. And I'm right here, and I'm looking at him like this, and of course I'm not moving because I'm off in another world. I'm so scared. And we're playing this game back and forth, looking, and I'm waiting in my mind for something to happen, someone to make the first move. Well, he makes the first move. He comes in with his snout, and just like a horse bucking you like this, he snaps me in the chest, everything he's got. So now I fly back. I'm down like this. Now I've got the knapsack that's pointing me up like this. Now the gun goes one way, the sluice goes the other way. I got this damn knapsack on my back full of gear, and of course I can't even lay down where I'm not looking at him because I'm faced up like this. Now I'm laying here, and he hasn't moved. He's now standing where I was standing, and he's just looking at me. And you can hear swing his head back and forth, and he's whacking the ground with his paws like this. What you hear? So I get back up like this now, because when I'm laying there, and I'm looking at this old man, all the theories of all the experts are coming through my mind now. I haven't read nothing on grizzly bears, but from what I've watched from TV, they say play dead. And I'm laying there and I'm trying to contemplate laying dead, playing dead possum with this 400 or 500 pound grizzly coming over there and raking me with claws and teeth. And I said, bullshit, it's not gonna happen. Now, as I'm standing here, he's looking right at me. And that's when the eyes hit you. Just black within black, just the depth is unbelievable. And he's just eating right into mine. Now, I can see the rifle on the right-hand side of me from my peripheral vision, but right, you're looking at the grizzly bear and I'm looking at the gun, but I can't make it to the gun, there's no way, and besides that little 22 isn't gonna do nothing but piss him off, so what do? All of a sudden, this calm comes over top of my whole body, just flushes right through the veins, just right out the feet. And it was just euphoric. It was just beautiful, because I knew right then I'm going to die. So what I do is I draw a blade half out of sheath, just like this. Now, he doesn't show whether he catches the infraction or not, but I knew damn well he caught it. So I'm looking at this bear, and he's looking at me, and no sound. He's not jaw popping, he ain't swinging his head, he's just looking at me, just like this. So I draw him, and I'm standing there. And I look and I say, all right, old man, you're going to kill me sure as I'm standing here, because your fighting prowess is 50 times mine, and I know I'm going to die. But I am so pissed off with all the bullshit you put me through. I'm going to take both of these before I go down, sure as God made little green apples, and I'm going to shove them right up your ass, and that's a fact. And I just stood there, and we waited, and it was like time stood still. And he looks, and he goes like this, just like this, side to side, and I swear to God, if a bear could smile, he could do that. And it was like, yeah, okay, I can see where you're coming from. He turns around, full 180 degrees, and he just walks away. It was the sun that hit me, and it was like you just woke up out of this nightmaric state, and you're looking around, you're saying, whew, and there's my gun in the sluice, and my pack is sitting over there, and my knives are like this, and I'm just, wow. And ever since that day, from that day forward, I've never figured out why it happened. Never from the medicine men to the psychologists to the dream analysts to everybody. It just happened because it happened, and in that the bear didn't kill me. I've been on his trail ever since. But what do? You know, I've had dreams about it. Not nightmare where he actually comes through and kills me. Now I've had dreams of the old man, and that's kind of nice. That's about the only time I ever really see him is in my dreams.
Keith, over.
He's just disappeared now behind that purple grove, and we can't see him anymore. So we're just going to keep an eye out here to see if we can spot him again, over.
This is Keith. That's the plan. Everybody stay alert, because we got one in the area. Out.
I spotted the old man coming down up the trail there. I saw his tracks. He's not huge, but he's half decent size. Might have been 500 feet away. He swung back around. And then I spotted him again down this ridge here. He's working his way down because we got a dead kill down here. There's a horse that died about 3 or 4 days ago, and he's been feeding on it now for 3 or 4 days. So we're expecting him to cross this meadow here and go on down this coulee. We might get a real good shot at him, see what he's up to. But right now, we spotted him there a ways out in the tree line, but he might have been spooked because there's too many people up in the hills, so we'll have to wait him out. But he might come in. We came in too quick. We came in, we weren't sitting here 5 minutes, and he come off the ridge. He saw us all, and forget it, he's not coming in. They got eyesight as good as we do. And if we saw him, he saw us. What?
Keith, this is Ron, over.
This is Keith, over.
Keith, you best break out the Royal Chinette because we got company coming.
This is Keith. Sounds like you got one spotted. Where is he, over?
If you take a look back to where we come from towards the foothills, you'll find the green trees as it starts breaking out into the prairie here. He's just breaking out there, just behind the poplar grove.
Jesus, look at that. God, he's big. I bet she's 600 pound easy. Gotta be. God, look at the size of the hump of that son of a bitch. This is his territory right now. Like he's boss king shit right now. Oh, if I had the suit on, Jesus Christ. This is like fate laughing at me. It's just like, I don't even want to see the bear.
Son of a bitch. If I had the suit, I could put it on, everything could work. You know what I mean? The suit's 10 miles up on a mountain, right? I mean, we can't go up on horseback to get it because we haven't got enough horses, and it takes 3 horses to bring the damn suit down. The chopper isn't coming in tomorrow, and even if I had the suit between me and the bear right now, putting it on isn't going to make a difference. Look at the bloody terrain. I mean, the first day out here, we find out that there's no terrain up here that I can put the suit on. I can't walk 2 feet without falling on my face. But I mean, I should have had the suit.
When I'm sitting there with the old man, when we first met, I was dead. I was his. If he wanted me, I was dead. Here's this 500-600-pound grizzly right in my face. I could never equal that. Wouldn't want to equal that, good God. But I'm saying, no, you could never. I could never come close to there. The total, just bone-chilling fear. Even seeing a grizzly, if he was right on top with the suit on, no, wouldn't be the same. Holy jeez, I mean, the best ground they've got in the Rockies, the next suit has to give me 85% flexibility or I couldn't do anything. Your last 2 hours in the Rocky Mountains, you've been there for a bloody week, and the last 2 hours, the old man comes out to say hi. And then you gotta go. And all you're thinking as you're going is, I'm going back to the city. Oh, jeez, what a feeling. Good God, shoot me now, you know, back to the city. You know, you wanted to stay there, you know, but the snow's coming in, and so you dream about next year and the year after, you know. That's what keeps you going, keeps me going anyway.
The beast in me is caged by frail and fragile bars, restless by day and by night, rants and rages at the stars. God help the beast in me. The beast in me has had to learn to live with pain and how to shelter from the rain. And in the twinkling of an eye might have to be restrained. God help the beast in me. Sometimes it tries to kid me that it's just a teddy bear, and even somehow manage to vanish in the air. And that is when I must beware of the beast in me. That everybody knows. They've seen him outdressed in my clothes, patently unclear if it's New York or New Year. God help the beast in me.